First Contact Protocol. The massive viewing screen aboard the UES Horizon, filled with swirling patterns of blue-green energy, unlike anything humanity had ever witnessed. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the bridge's center, her dark eyes fixed on the phenomenon that had brought Earth's most advanced vessel to the edge of Jupiter's orbit. The megastructure before them defied conventional physics, a lattice of impossible geometries stretched across space like a spider's web made of starlight. Energy readings are off the charts, Commander. Lieutenant Maya Patel reported from her station, dark fingers dancing across holographic displays. Whatever this structure is, it's starting to respond to our presence. Sarah maintained her composed exterior, though her heart raced. After 20 years in the United Earth Space Force, she'd thought she'd seen everything. The structure's discovery 3 months ago had changed everything. Humanity's first concrete evidence of advanced alien civilization, right in their cosmic backyard. Dr. Harrison, what's your assessment? Sarah called to the civilian scientist who had earned his place on this mission through his groundbreaking work in xenorchaeology. James Harrison adjusted his wire-rimmed glasses, his weathered face illuminated by the soft glow of his displays. The patterns we're seeing match nothing in our databases, but they're clearly artificial. The structure appears to be reacting to our approach in a systematic way, almost like it's running through a program. The bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, but Sarah could sense their tension. They represented humanity's best, a carefully selected team from nations across Earth, chosen not just for their skills, but for their ability to adapt to the unknown. The UES Horizon itself was humanity's masterpiece, a ship built through unprecedented international cooperation, incorporating technologies that would have seemed impossible just a decade ago. New energy signature detected, Maya announced, her voice tight. She paused, rechecking her readings. Commander, it's attempting to interface with our communications array. Sarah straightened her midnight blue uniform. Security protocols. Holding, but Maya's eyes widened. The signal's adapting, trying different approaches. It's learning. Permission to initiate first contact protocols, Commander. Communications Officer Viktor Petrov's Russian accent was thick with excitement. Sarah felt the weight of history on her shoulders. Humanity had prepared for this moment, developed protocols, run countless simulations. But now, faced with the reality, she knew that no simulation could have truly prepared them for this moment. Defensive systems standing by. Major Carlos Rodriguez reported from Tactical, his fingers hovering over controls that could deploy the ship's advanced plasma shields. But no aggressive signatures detected. Sarah took a deep breath. Mr. Petrov, initiate First Contact Protocol Alpha. Dr. Harrison, I want your team analyzing every byte of data we receive. Maya, coordinate with engineering. I want to know the moment anything changes with that structure. The bridge erupted into focused activity as her orders were carried out. The mathematical sequence they'd prepared, humanity's chosen greeting to the stars, began transmitting toward the structure. Simple prime numbers, basic physical constants, proof that humanity understood the fundamental languages of the universe. The response came faster than anyone expected. The structure's energy patterns shifted, coalescing into geometric shapes that pulsed with purpose. The ship's primary communications array lit up with incoming data. Translation matrix engaging, Victor announced. The structure is, Commander, it's responding in multiple formats simultaneously. Radio waves, quantum signatures, even modulated gravitational waves. It's like it's trying every possible way to communicate. Dr. Harrison leaned forward, his face illuminated by scrolling data. This isn't just a response. It's an invitation. These coordinates, these patterns, it's showing us how to approach safely. Sarah studied the incoming data on her command display. The structure's response showed signs of incredibly advanced technology, yes, but also something else, something that resonated with her on a deeply human level. The message wasn't just mathematical. It contained patterns that suggested curiosity, a desire to connect. Major Rodriguez, analysis of approach vectors. Carlos ran the calculations quickly. The suggested approach keeps us well clear of the structure's highest energy zones. It's actually accounting for our ship's specific mass and propulsion limitations. Commander, it's like it's already learned about us just from our brief interaction. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. This was why humanity had come so far. Their ability to face the unknown with both caution and courage, to reach out while maintaining their guard, to learn and adapt quickly. The structure before them might represent technology far beyond their current understanding, but humanity had always excelled at learning, at growing, at rising to meet new challenges. Plot the approach course, she ordered. Maintain defensive readiness, but let's show our new friends that humanity knows how to accept an invitation gracefully. As the UES Horizon began its careful approach, none of the crew could have known that this moment would mark not just humanity's first contact with alien technology, but the beginning of a challenge that would test their species' greatest strengths, their creativity, their adaptability, and their unique ability to find solutions where none seemed to exist. The massive structure loomed closer, its energy patterns now forming what almost looked like a welcoming display. Humanity's first step into a larger universe had begun, and Commander Sarah Chen intended to ensure it was a step taken with both wisdom and courage. "Send word to Earth," she instructed Victor. "Tell them we're proceeding with first contact protocols. And add a personal note. Tell them to prepare for some very interesting developments." She watched as the structure's patterns seemed to dance before them, like a cosmic lighthouse guiding them home. "I have a feeling we're about to discover just how ready humanity is for the next stage of our evolution." The bridge builders. The alien megastructure's interior defied every human expectation. Commander Sarah Chen led her team through corridors that seemed to bend reality itself, their footsteps echoing against surfaces that shimmered between solid and translucent. The atmospheric containment field they discovered upon docking had allowed them to explore without suits, though they carried them as a precaution. "These readings are unprecedented," Dr. Harrison murmured, his handheld scanner sweeping across walls that pulse with internal light. "The energy signatures suggest this facility isn't just dormant, it's waiting." Lieutenant Maya Patel walked beside him, her own devices collecting data. Waiting for what exactly? Or whom? Major Rodriguez added, his tactical training evident in how he continuously scanned their surroundings. The answer came in the form of a sudden transformation. The corridor ahead of them expanded, revealing a vast chamber that drew gasps from even the most seasoned crew members. Holographic displays sprang to life around them, showing what appeared to be a map of the galaxy. No, Sarah realized with widening eyes, multiple galaxies. "It's a hub," Dr. Harrison breathed, his academic composure cracking with excitement. "A transportation hub connecting different parts of the universe. The architecture, the energy signatures, it all makes sense now." Sarah watched as the holographic display responded to their presence, zooming in on their location. "Maya, what are we looking at?" "The system appears to be running a diagnostic, Commander. It's..." Maya's dark eyes widened as she interpreted the data streaming across her tablet. "It's trying to establish compatibility with our technology. But there's a problem. The gap between their systems and ours. It's like comparing quantum computing to an abacus." Sarah approached one of the control interfaces, studying the alien symbols that flickered across its surface. "We knew this would be a possibility. Time to show them what humans do best." She tapped her comm unit. "Bridge, this is Commander Chen. Begin implementing Protocol Rosetta." Back on the horizon, teams of engineers and scientists began transmitting carefully prepared data packages. The sum of human technological understanding, presented in multiple formats. It was humanity's way of saying we may be behind, but we're quick learners. The hub's systems responded, but not as expected. Instead of accepting their data, it began breaking it down, analyzing not just the information, but the methods humans use to process and transmit it. "Fascinating," Dr. Harrison said, watching the interaction. "It's not just evaluating our technology. It's studying how we think, how we approach problems. Maya's tablet suddenly lit up with new data. Commander, I'm detecting a power surge in the main systems. It's creating something. Before their eyes, the hub began constructing an interface. Not the highly advanced quantum interfaces it normally used, but something hybrid, a bridge between their technology and its own. The holographic displays shifted, reorganizing themselves into patterns that, while still alien, now contained recognizable elements of human-computer architecture. It's adapting to us, Sarah realized. Instead of requiring us to make an impossible leap, it's meeting us halfway. Major Rodriguez stepped forward, his tactical mindset finding new purpose. The real question is why. A system this advanced could have just given us access to its basic functions. Instead, it's expending considerable energy to create a custom interface. Dr. Harrison nodded thoughtfully. Perhaps that's the test. Not whether we could use their technology, but how we would approach the challenge of understanding it. The hybrid interface continued to evolve before them, incorporating elements from various human computing systems. Sarah recognized influences from quantum computing, neural networks, and even some theoretical models that had never been successfully implemented on Earth. Maya, start documenting every aspect of this adaptation. Mr. Harrison, I want theories on the implications. Sarah's mind raced with possibilities. If this hub can create bridges between different technologies, different ways of thinking, then it's not just a transportation hub. Maya finished. It's a cultural and technological intersection point, a place where different civilizations can meet and interact despite their differences. The chamber hummed with new energy as more systems came online, responding to their growing understanding. Sarah felt a swell of pride in her crew, in humanity's approach to this challenge. Where other species might have been frustrated by the technological gap, humans had inspired the hub to find a new solution. Begin interfacing with the hybrid systems, she ordered. Let's show our hosts that we understand the gift they've given us. As her crew worked, Sarah reflected on the uniquely human elements that had brought them to this point. Their ability to inspire adaptation in others, their knack for finding unexpected solutions, their willingness to meet challenges with both humility and determination. These were the traits that would carry humanity forward into the galactic community. The hub's lights pulsed in what almost seemed like approval as humans and ancient alien technology began their first real dialogue. But before they could delve deeper into the hub's mysteries, Maya's tablet erupted with urgent alerts. "Commander," she called, her voice tense. "We're detecting new energy signatures. Multiple vessels just appeared at the edge of the system." She looked up, her expression grave. "They're not from Earth, and they're heading straight for us." Sarah straightened her uniform, already calculating possibilities. "Well," she said with a slight smile, "it seems we're about to find out if we've made a good first impression." She turned to her crew. "Let's show our new visitors what humanity brings to the galactic community." Race against time. The alien vessels emerged from the darkness of space like predatory fish, their hulls gleaming with an iridescent sheen that reminded Sarah of oil on water. Through the hub's massive observation windows, she counted 7 ships, each larger than the horizon, and bristling with what her tactical training told her were weapon ports. "Status report," she commanded, her voice steady despite the tension filling the chamber. "Vessels are maintaining formation at 500,000 kilometers," Maya reported from her portable command station. "Their energy signatures suggest highly advanced propulsion and weapon systems. She paused, double-checking her readings. "They're running active scans of both the hub and the horizon." Dr. Harrison's fingers flew across his interface with the hub's hybrid systems. "Commander, the hub's archives are becoming more accessible. These ships match the profile of the Valkyrie Consortium, a species that claims ancestral rights to various ancient technologies throughout this sector." "Incoming transmission." Victor's voice crackled through their comms from the horizon. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies." The holographic displays surrounding them flickered, and a new image appeared. The alien commander's features were avian, with iridescent feathers framing a sharp-beaked face. When it spoke, the hub's systems automatically translated. "Attention, human vessel. You have accessed restricted technology belonging to the Valkyrie Consortium. Your presence here is a violation of numerous interstellar protocols. Power down your systems and prepare for boarding." Sarah straightened, squaring her shoulders. "This is Commander Sarah Chen of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We discovered this installation within our solar system and followed its automated protocols for first contact. We claim no ownership, only the right to understand what we found in our own backyard." The Valkyrie commander's feathers rippled in what might have been amusement or aggression. "Your species is young and ignorant of galactic law. This hub is part of an ancient network that the consortium has protected for millennia. Your primitive attempts to interface with it risk devastating consequences." As if in response to these words, the hub's systems suddenly pulsed with new energy. Warning signals flashed across their hybrid interface. "Dr. Harrison," Sarah prompted. "The hub's defensive systems are activating," he reported, his voice tense. "The Valkyrie presence seems to have triggered some kind of security protocol. If we don't stabilize it—" He swallowed hard. "The resulting energy cascade could reach Earth." Major Rodriguez stepped forward, his tactical display showing multiple scenarios. "Commander, the Valkyrie ships are taking up attack positions. Whatever we're going to do, we need to do it fast." Sarah's mind raced. They were caught between hostile aliens claiming ownership of technology they barely understood and an ancient defense system that could threaten Earth itself. But where others might see an impossible situation, she saw opportunity. "Maya, how is the hub responding to our hybrid interface?" "Surprisingly well, Commander. Our adaptation seems to have created a unique access point that even the hub's original protocols didn't anticipate." "Dr. Harrison, what do we know about these defense systems?" The scientist adjusted his glasses, scanning through rapidly scrolling data. "They're designed to prevent unauthorized access by technologically advanced civilizations. The system seems to be reading the Valkyrie's superior technology as a threat, but our more basic approach—" His eyes widened with understanding. Sarah nodded, a plan forming. "Because we built a bridge instead of trying to force our way in, we have access they don't. Victor, open a channel to the Valkyrie fleet." The avian commander reappeared, feathers now clearly bristling with aggression. "Your time grows short, human. With respect, Consortium Commander, you're the one running out of time. Your presence has triggered the hub's ancient defense systems. In approximately 12 minutes, it will release an energy pulse that will devastate this entire region of space." Sarah kept her voice calm, professional. "However, we've established a unique interface with the hub. We can help you prevent this catastrophe, but only if we work together." The Valkyrie commander's eyes narrowed. "You expect us to believe that primitive humans have achieved what the consortium could not in thousands of years? Look at your own sensors," Sarah countered. "The energy buildup is real, and it's accelerating. We didn't achieve more than you. We achieved something different. Sometimes the simplest bridge is the strongest." Long seconds passed as the Valkyrie commander studied data from their own sensors. The hub's warning signals grew more intense, the countdown to disaster clearly visible on every display. "Explain your proposal, human," the commander finally said, feathers smoothing slightly. Sarah gestured to her team, and Maya began transmitting data. "We've created a hybrid interface that the hub accepts. We can use it to safely power down the defense systems, but we'll need your help to contain the energy buildup. Your ships have the power we lack. And in exchange, we propose cooperation, not competition. This hub clearly exists to connect different civilizations. Perhaps it's time we honored that purpose." The chamber hummed with tension as they waited for the Valkyrie response. The defense system countdown continued its relentless progress, now showing less than 8 minutes remaining. Finally, the Valkyrie commander's feathers settled into a new configuration. "Your logic is acceptable. Transmit your coordination protocols." But know that we will be watching very carefully, Commander Chen. Sarah allowed herself a small smile as her crew sprang into action, coordinating with both the hub and the Valkyrie fleet to prevent disaster. Humanity had just proven that sometimes the greatest strength isn't in having the most advanced technology or the most powerful weapons. It's in finding ways to build bridges where others see only walls. But as they worked to stabilize the hub systems, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of humanity's challenges in a much larger galaxy. The human element. The next 12 hours aboard the hub were unlike anything humanity had experienced before. The vast chamber had become a hub of activity in more ways than one, with human crew members working alongside Valkyrie technicians. The contrast between species couldn't have been more striking. The avian aliens with their sophisticated quantum tools, and the humans with their hybrid interfaces cobbled together from understanding gained mere hours ago. Commander Sarah Chen watched from the central platform as Dr. Harrison and a Valkyrie scientist named Kirtal examined the hub's primary systems. The immediate crisis had been averted, but bigger questions loomed. Fascinating approach, Kirtal chittered, her feathers rippling with scientific curiosity as she studied the human hybrid interface. In all our years of studying these installations, we never considered creating a technological bridge. We always assumed direct compatibility was required. Dr. Harrison nodded, adjusting his glasses. Sometimes the best solution isn't the most advanced one. Humans have a long history of finding unexpected paths forward. Maya approached the command platform, her tablet displaying a stream of new data. Commander, you're going to want to see this. We've completed our initial analysis of the hub's primary functions. Sarah examined the data, her eyes widening slightly. Are you certain about these readings? Triple-checked. Commander, the hub isn't just a transportation nexus. It's a cultural archive. Each civilization that successfully interfaces with it adds to its database. But here's the interesting part. We're the first species to be granted full access on our first attempt. The implications of this discovery rippled through the chamber as both humans and Valkyrie processed the information. The Valkyrie High Commander, Zarkax, approached with a graceful step that belied the tension in his feathers. It would seem we owe you an apology, Commander Chen, he said, his translated voice carrying a note of respectful surprise. Our ancestors spent generations trying to unlock the hub's deeper functions. We assumed our technological superiority would eventually grant us full access. We never considered that the key might lie in adaptation rather than advancement. Sarah nodded diplomatically. Different perspectives often lead to unexpected solutions. The real question is, where do we go from here? The answer came from the hub itself. The chamber's holographic displays suddenly expanded, showing a three-dimensional map of known space. But this time, lines of connection began appearing between various points, potential transportation routes linking distant galaxies. The network is activating. Dr. Harrison breathed, his scientific composure momentarily forgotten. It's not just this hub. There are dozens, perhaps hundreds, scattered throughout known space, and they're all responding to our hybrid interface. Maya's fingers flew across her controls. The energy signatures are stabilizing. It's like the entire network was waiting for someone to approach it this way. The Valkyrie scientists huddled around their own instruments, confirming the readings. Kirtal's feathers flashed with excitement as she interpreted the data. The ancient builders, they didn't want the network controlled by the most advanced civilization. They wanted it managed by those who could bridge differences between cultures. Major Rodriguez, who had maintained a watchful eye on security throughout the crisis, stepped forward. That's why the defense systems activated when the Valkyrie approached alone, but accepted our hybrid solution. The network isn't just about moving through space. It's about bringing different species together. Sarah felt the weight of the moment settle on her shoulders. Humanity, barely spacefaring by galactic standards, had stumbled upon not just a piece of ancient technology, but a responsibility to the entire galaxy. High Commander, she addressed Zarkax, I propose we take this opportunity to begin anew, not as competitors for this technology, but as partners in understanding and utilizing it. The Valkyrie commander's feathers shifted through several patterns before settling into what Sarah had learned was their equivalent of thoughtful consideration. You suggest a joint operation, humans and Valkyrie working together to manage the network. More than that, Sarah replied. I suggest we use this hub as it was intended, as a bridge between cultures. The Valkyrie Consortium has experience with galactic politics and advanced technology. Earth brings fresh perspectives and a talent for adaptation. Together, we could make this network what it was meant to be. The chamber fell silent as the implications of this proposal sank in. The holographic displays continued to show the growing web of connections between hubs, each one representing an opportunity for different civilizations to connect and learn from each other. Dr. Harrison cleared his throat. The hub's archives suggest this was the original intention. Not just transportation, but transformation, helping different species find common ground and grow together. Your species continues to surprise us, Commander Chen, Zarkax said finally. Perhaps that is exactly what this network needs. He extended a feathered hand in what was clearly a learned human gesture. The Valkyrie Consortium accepts your proposal for cooperation. As Sarah shook the alien commander's hand, she couldn't help but smile at the irony. Humanity had worried about being too primitive to join the galactic community, when in fact it was their less advanced state, and their creative solutions to dealing with it, that had proven to be exactly what was needed. But as the combined human and Valkyrie teams began working on plans to restore the hub network, Sarah knew that the real challenges were just beginning. They weren't just building bridges between technologies anymore. They were building bridges between civilizations. A new dawn. 3 months after the first contact at the Jupiter hub, Commander Sarah Chen stood in the newly constructed Earth Gateway Control Center, watching as representatives from 20 different alien species filed into the conference chamber. The massive underground facility, built beneath the Himalayas, served as humanity's primary link to the growing network of activated transportation hubs. Latest network status report, Commander. Maya called from her station, now permanently upgraded with both human and Valkyrie technology. We've successfully brought another 3 hubs online in the past week. The Andromeda branch is now fully operational. Sarah nodded, remembering how impossible such achievements had seemed just months ago. The hybrid interface they'd developed had become the standard for hub activation across the galaxy, with human adaptability combining with Valkyrie expertise to unlock ancient systems that had laid dormant for millennia. Dr. Harrison's team is ready to begin the presentation. Major Rodriguez reported, his security duties now encompassing protection of multiple species. The Arcturian delegation is particularly interested in our methods for cultural integration. The Chamber's holographic systems activated, displaying a real-time map of the known universe, with active transportation hubs glowing like beacons across the vastness of space. Each point of light represented not just a technological achievement, but a bridge between civilizations. High Commander Zarkax approached, his feathers gleaming with ceremonial oils. The Galactic Council has finished their deliberations, Commander Chen. They're ready to make their announcement. Sarah straightened her dress uniform, now adorned with both Earth and Valkyrie insignias. Nervous, High Commander. The avian alien's feathers rippled with amusement. After working with humans these past months, I've learned to expect the unexpected, usually pleasant ones. The gathered delegates fell silent as the council's spokesperson, a crystalline being from the Pleiades sector, took the central platform. The hub's translation systems ensured every species could understand what followed. 3 standard cycles ago, the crystalline being began, its form refracting light in complex patterns. We received word that a previously unknown species had achieved what the galaxy's most advanced civilizations could not: true communication with the ancients' transportation network. Today, we formalize what many of us have already concluded. Earth will serve as the primary coordination point for the restored hub network. Murmurs of approval rippled through the chamber. The spokesperson continued, "The human capacity for bridging technological and cultural gaps, combined with their unique approach to problem-solving, makes them ideally suited for this role. With the Valkyrie Consortium providing technical expertise and security, we believe this partnership will usher in a new era of galactic cooperation." Sarah felt a surge of pride as she watched her crew members scattered throughout the chamber. Each of them had contributed to this moment, proving that humanity's greatest strength wasn't in dominating others, but in bringing them together. Dr. Harrison approached the platform when called, his usual academic reserve tempered with excitement. "The hub network isn't just a means of transportation," he explained to the gathered delegates. "It's a living archive of every civilization that interfaces with it. Each species adds its own knowledge, its own perspective, making the network more robust and versatile." Maya's station lit up with incoming data. "Commander, the Proxima hub just came online. First successful transport completed. Cultural exchange teams from Earth to Alpha Centauri." The announcement triggered a wave of appreciative trills, clicks, and hums from the assembled aliens. Humanity's first extrasolar colony would now serve as a secondary coordination point for the network, extending Earth's bridge-building capabilities further into space. "There is one final matter," the Council spokesperson announced. "The ancients left a message within the network, one that only became readable after human interfaces were integrated. We believe it was meant for whoever could unlock the network's true potential." The chamber's holographic systems shifted, displaying ancient symbols that the hub translated in real time. "To those who build bridges instead of walls, who seek to connect rather than conquer, we entrust our legacy. The universe is vast, but understanding makes it smaller. Guide wisely." Sarah felt the weight of those words, understanding now why humanity's supposedly primitive approach had succeeded where others had failed. The ancients hadn't been looking for the most advanced civilization to inherit their network. They'd been waiting for one that could bring others together. "We accept this responsibility," she announced to the chamber, "not as rulers of the network, but as its caretakers. Earth will serve as a meeting point between cultures, a place where differences become strengths and cooperation leads to discovery." High Commander Zarkak stepped forward, joining her. The Valkyrie Consortium pledges its continued support and protection. "Together, we will ensure the network serves all species equally." As the chamber erupted in approval, Sarah watched a holographic display of the growing network. Each point of light represented not just a destination, but a connection, a bridge between different worlds, different species, different ways of thinking. Humanity had found its place in the galaxy not by conquering or dominating, but by doing what they did best: adapting, learning, and bringing others together. The conference chamber, built deep beneath Earth's mountains, had become a symbol of humanity's new role in the galaxy. They were the bridge builders, the connectors, the ones who could take different pieces and make them work together in new ways. Sarah smiled as she watched human and alien delegates mingling, sharing ideas, and making plans for the future. They had much to learn from their new galactic neighbors, but they also had much to teach. The age of isolation was over. The age of connection had begun.